only 2008 U.S. Olympian to earn a medal in Beijing. Deontay Wilder, the fourth fight of his pro career, makes his ESPN debut, and he will do so tonight against Joseph Rabotte. There's Deontay Wilder, 23 years old, proud to come from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. 6'7", 215 pounds. And Deontay Wilder's story, one of the most improbable you'll ever hear. He was just a 19-year-old trying to play small-time college basketball. Then he had a daughter born premature and with spina bifida. He took to working to support her and took to the gym. He learned the box as fast as could be expected, pulled off upset after upset to become a part of the Olympic team, and he became the only U.S. medalist coming home with the bronze. Joseph Rabotte, 30 years old, 6'3", 260 pounds. Took this fight on short notice, and based on his past performances, Teddy, many expect him to last only a short time.
I would say that that's a pretty good bet. If there was a betting window, I might go up there and put a little wager in. Basically, the promoter brought him in here for two reasons. Number one, to lose to Wilder, give Wilder his fourth win on television. And number two, to be knocked out by Wilder, so Wilder becomes 4-0 with 4 knockouts on television. We'll see whether or not Rabotte goes along with that script.
Well, Teddy, you're very familiar with Deontay Wilder. You spent last summer following his run in the Olympic Games in Beijing. Lost to Italy's Clemente Russo in the semifinals. What were your impressions of Wilder?
He needs to learn how to fight, to be quite honest with you. He's a good athlete. He's very tall, as you can see right there. He makes everybody look like shrimps right there. And he's got good power. He has that great eraser, something that you're born with. You do not get taught that, and that's power in the right hand. But he has to learn how to fight. Very raw, very green, and some bad habits. I noticed he's got a terrible habit of jabbing and leaning way forward to his right side, where he could be vulnerable to uppercuts. Maybe not by Rabotte, but later down the road as he fights better opponents. He needs to develop.
Celestino Ruiz, the referee, 4-round fight here, early career stage of Deontay Wilder. You talked about that height, Teddy. 6'7" is Wilder with an 84-inch wingspan.
And again, Rabotte took this fight Tuesday night, so basically he had 3 days notice for this fight. And as you could expect, he comes in 10 pounds more than his last fight. Not in the best of condition, having taken on such a quick call.
Rabotte comes charging after the bronze medalist.
Well, that's one way to take the height away from Wilder. You just have to be careful as you're charging, you don't get caught on the way in. And again, you see that happen early on, and look for it, our audience out there. And that's what I mean when I say Wilder has to be taught how to fight. He gives up that height, and he does a very dangerous thing, that. Every time he jabs, he leans forward to his right. He dips down to his opponent's height, and there's the right hand, though. There's the eraser that makes up for all those mistakes.
A big, smooth right hand from Wilder scores the first knockdown of the night.
Rabotte has been knocked out 5 times. I'm betting it's going to become 6.
Knocked out in the first round in his most recent fight against Seth Mitchell back on March 7th.
Well, Joe, Rabotte 5 knockout losses, all in the first and second rounds.
Don't push, don't push, don't push. Keep boxing, keep boxing.
So again, you don't have to be Nostradamus here to say that there's a pretty good shot that Wilder's going to score a first or second round knockout.
Thus the purpose of being in against Rabotte, as you alluded to earlier. Deontay Wilder scoring the knockdown in the opening minute here of Friday Night Fights.
And again, watch Wilder. I mean, you're looking for the right hand. That's where his confidence is. That's where his power is. But he's got a bad habit he's going to have to correct. He's going to move up this boxing ladder, and that's where he leans forward when he jabs. But right now,
that was a left hook and a short right hand that puts Rabotte down for the second time, using the unified rules, so there is no 3 knockdown rule.
You okay? Box.
Still over a minute to go here in round 1.
You know, Wilder fought 2 times last month, and you could see why. When you're fighting these kind of opponents, you could fight 2 times a month. Matter of fact, I would ask the question, why didn't they fight 4 times?
Exactly. 2008 Olympic heavyweight bronze medalist having an easy go of it against this short notice opponent. How did he stand up to that right hand? He didn't stand up to that one. And look at the way Rabotte is laid out with his leg bent back, and this fight is over. Deontay Wilder, as expected, a first-round knockout. Two big shots there at the end. Rabotte stood up to the first one, but the second one he couldn't handle.
David, baby.
I was about to jump on Wilder and say, hey, you better come back with the left hook, but not necessary tonight. Usually you want a guy, when he lands the right hand, to clean up with the hook. Let's take a look at these knockdowns right here. The first one coming up, and we highlighted it at the beginning before a punch was thrown. Wilder's power and his confidence comes from the right hand. And there you can see again, keeping distance a little bit, doing a decent job, Wilder, and unloading the right hand. Take another look at that last knockdown. The first right hand sets him up, puts him into a bad place, and the second right hand puts him down on the canvas.
Sixth time in the career of Joseph Rabotte he's been in that position, and for Deontay Wilder, now a perfect 4 for 4 to start his career. Interesting story for Wilder, pride of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, who thought possibly a basketball career would be in front of him, but his determination and inspiration to fight for his daughter had him on an accelerated learning curve in the boxing gym, and it has paid off.
Well, up in the ring right now, I'm watching a little teaching going on, because there's a smart man up there in the ring with Wilder, maybe the greatest amateur of all time in the U.S. or anywhere in the world, Mark Whelan, former gold medalist from '84 Olympic team, and also former welterweight world champion in the pro ranks. And just a moment ago, I was watching the trainer of Wilder, Mark Whelan, and he was going over what he has to correct. He knows that this knockout was meant to be a long time ago, just to pad the record. He was making sure that he was doing a little teaching.
Let's send it up to the ring to Thomas Schreiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 2 minutes 33 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by way of knockout and still undefeated, Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder.
It's all ahead of him. The 6'7", 215-pound Olympic medalist, Deontay Wilder. It started with that right hand, and he would finish it with a right hand, too. 4-0 now with 4 knockouts. Let's send it back to the studio and Brian Kenny.